We live in a world where global achievement is often celebrated, yet the spotlight rarely shines equally. Across every major field, science, technology, the arts, and medicine, Filipinos have quietly excelled, often reaching the very top of their professions. They lead research teams in Silicon Valley, headline international art galleries, and command global stages. Yet, for many, the moment of triumph is often followed by a strange silence. They are famous abroad, but largely unknown at home, or worse, their groundbreaking contributions are often misattributed to other nationalities. This pattern of overlooked excellence raises a profound question: why doesn't Filipino success get the global credit it deserves? Why is so much brilliance allowed to exist in the shadows? This is not a cry for simple recognition, it's an investigation into a phenomenon rooted in history, media, and self-perception. To understand the problem, we must first look at the sheer scale of the achievement that is being missed. Take, for instance, the field of technology. Did you know that the creator of the world's first 4-chip fully 32-bit microprocessor, the brain that powered early high-end computers, was a Filipino named Diaspora? He founded multiple successful tech companies and is a venture capitalist in the U.S., yet his name remains unfamiliar to most Filipinos outside of the tech community. In the culinary arts, a sector where Filipino food is finally gaining global acclaim, the pioneers are often recognized in New York or London before they are truly celebrated in Manila. And consider the medical breakthroughs. Filipinos are highly represented in the U.S. healthcare system. Yet the innovative research and surgical techniques developed by Filipino doctors rarely make headline news outside of specialist journals. The problem isn't a lack of talent or hard work. The problem is a breakdown in the system of global attribution and national self-promotion. When a genius of Filipino descent achieves something massive, the narrative often defaults to the country where the success was achieved: America, Canada, or the UK, erasing the Filipino origin that helped shape that success. The factors contributing to this erasure are complex, but they often start at home. One critical issue is the brain drain. For decades, many of the Philippines' brightest minds have been forced to leave the country due to limited research funding, political instability, or lack of economic opportunity. This migration of intellect means that when they do achieve greatness, they are no longer operating within the domestic system that could celebrate them. They win their awards in foreign countries, under foreign flags, and are naturally absorbed into that country's national identity narrative. The Philippines effectively loses its right to claim them in the moment of their global peak. The media at home, often focused on local politics or popular entertainment, struggles to track or translate these complex, high-level scientific or artistic achievements back to a mass audience. Another major hurdle is the lingering cultural impact of colonial mentality. Filipinos, for generations, were taught to value Western achievement above their own. This internal bias means that when a Filipino achieves success in a Western setting, the tendency is often to frame it as an American or European story of integration, rather than a Filipino story of global conquest. We sometimes wait for the foreign media to validate our own before we truly believe in it. This hesitance contrasts sharply with the national pride seen in other countries that aggressively claim and promote their successful diaspora members. Furthermore, there is the simple issue of misattribution. Many talented Filipinos are part of massive multinational teams. When a new technology is launched by Google or a major scientific discovery is published, the credit often goes to the project head, who may not be Filipino, or simply to the institution itself. The brilliant Filipino engineer who designed a key component remains an anonymous name on a long credits list. This isn't always malicious, it is often a structural failure of how credit is distributed in global collaborative efforts. But the result is always the same: the Filipino contribution is diluted and lost. This lack of domestic and international recognition has tangible consequences. It hurts national morale and denies young Filipinos the inspiring role models they deserve. Imagine the impact on a student in Manila who learns that a Filipino engineer developed the fundamental technology in the phone they hold. That knowledge can be a powerful catalyst for aspiring to global heights. When these stories are absent or muted, the perception persists that true innovation only happens elsewhere. This perpetuates the cycle of brain drain.
However, change is happening. The rise of social media and the global network of the Filipino diaspora are actively working to correct this historical imbalance. Organizations and online communities are meticulously tracking and promoting Filipino excellence. We are seeing a new generation that is fiercely proud of its heritage and demands recognition not just for our boxing champions and international singers, but for our scientists and our philosophers. Ultimately, the responsibility to reclaim and celebrate these achievements rests with everyone. For the international community, it means accurately crediting the Filipino individuals who are part of their massive breakthroughs. For the national government, it means investing in science and the arts to give our best minds a reason to stay and innovate at home. And for Filipinos everywhere, it means actively seeking out these stories and shouting them from the rooftops. We must recognize that celebrating our own success is not arrogant. It is a necessary act of national affirmation and cultural self-respect. The brilliance is undeniable. It is time the credit was due. The Filipino story of global success is one of persistence, genius, and a spirit that will not be denied its place on the world stage.